Hi, my name is Bridget. So you're probably like, oh my god, I just got cheated on, and what the hell, and what do I do, and why am I watching this random guy on YouTube who has horrible lighting and a horrible setup, and you know what, I'd ask the same thing as well, but I promise you, like, I've gone through this process, I've been cheated on, that makes me an expert.
Obviously.
So I'm gonna tell you what the hell you need to do. About a year ago or so, I got cheated on by someone who I thought was the love of my life. In retrospect, it was not. But in that moment, I definitely thought that they were the love of my life, and I was like, OMG, this is gonna be my boo, this is my number one, like, my ride or die, we are in it together forever. And I was really confident in this individual and this person, and I thought that everything was going to go well. And maybe one day I'll tell you guys a story about how I caught this person cheating on me, because it was honestly just insane. Not me using my whole entire laptop for lighting. Anyways, so when you get cheated on, you just feel like crap, to be honest, right? But here's the thing about emotions. The day that I got cheated on, I told myself, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. I got cheated on, and then the next morning, I had to, at 6 a.m., take my first ever nursing school final. And then 3 days later, a really close relative of mine passed away. So it was a lot in 1 week. So trust me when I say I was like, oh my God, this is just too much. But I told myself, you're gonna be okay, because at the end of the day, you have to set an intention. And if you tell yourself, even though you don't feel it, that you're gonna be okay, girl, you're gonna end up being okay, okay? Of course, I had my days, right? In the beginning, I was like boohoo crying. I was like, like just ugly crying, okay? Like it wasn't cute. And that's okay. You gotta let yourself feel the feeling to get through the feeling, because emotions are like waves. Some are high, some are big, right? Some waves are big, some waves are small. Some waves last a little longer before they come to a crash, right? And some waves, don't last as long. Whatever wave you're on right now, you have to ride that wave for the new one to come and form. And you're gonna ride that wave. So emotions are like waves. They come and they go. Some are big, some are small, some last longer, some not as long. It just depends. But allow yourself to feel the feeling to get through the feeling. Now, with that being said,
At some point, you gotta pick yourself up.
I'm gonna be super honest. If you are a year or so plus out from when you got cheated on, like myself, and you are still super distraught, go get therapy. This video is not gonna help you. Get off, log off, go get therapy. And as much as I'm gonna make probably a funny edit, or a really horribly made funny edit of me saying that, I'm being so serious. Go get therapy and seek professional help. That's another thing. When you're going through this process, I would recommend get therapy anyways. I didn't personally get therapy, but don't follow me. I'm an idiot sandwich. Just, go get therapy and go get professional help, because yes, you might have a great support system. Ooh, the lighting. You might have a great support system, which is amazing. I'm really happy for you. But at the end of the day, your friends are not your therapists, and you cannot dump all your trauma onto your friends, even if you feel like you can. Even if you let them dump their trauma onto you, you don't have the right to dump it onto them. Also, this is a nose ring, not a booger. So if you see like a little piece of metal, it's my nose. Anyways, so you're going to be okay, but you got to take the steps to become okay. If you're a year plus out and you're still like, we need to have a talk. You need to go to therapy, and you need to seek professional help in order to process these emotions. It's okay to admit to yourself that you don't have the tools to process these emotions. No one can tell you whether or not how you're feeling is valid. It is, okay? And no one can tell you whether you're overreacting or not. At the end of the day, there is no such thing as necessarily well, let me not say that. Let me not you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, how you internally feel about what happened to you and what you're going through is how you feel about it. And no one else can make you feel otherwise. But you have to work the feeling, and that means confronting those uncomfortable feelings and not running away from them. You have to create space and time. And I know life keeps moving on, so you might think, I don't have time, Vijay. I don't have time. To freaking process these emotions. I have to do. I get it. Trust me. Again,
I was in an accelerated nursing program, okay? Not just a regular one, an accelerated one. Come just so much better than everyone. Okay,
I get it. I was crunched for time, and I actually did not process the infidelity that happened to me, like the cheating that happened to me, until winter break. Because I was like, there's no time for me to worry about this right now. I'm going to flunk out this program. So, and it wasn't cheap. So that was not about to happen. You broke my heart. You're not gonna break my bank. So I also had to compartmentalize. I get it. Sometimes you have to compartmentalize your emotions in life. You got to put them in a box and store them away, but you got to open up that box eventually. Come on, how many of you guys have had childhood trauma from like when you were a kid that you didn't unpack, and then in adulthood it came out to attack you with a vengeance? Yeah. Do you want that to happen with this too? No. And don't you eventually want... Okay, the goal is not to have a partner, right? The goal in life should never be I want a partner. The goal in life should be I want to love myself enough to recognize when to add a partner, right? A partner should be an addition. Okay? Anyways, I'm going to stop that thought because I don't know where I'm going with it. So let's just move on from that thought. My point being is when you're healing and when you're going through the process of confronting these uncomfortable emotions, because they're going to be uncomfortable, okay, sis, they're just going to be uncomfortable. You need to make sure that you are addressing the parts of you that didn't see the warning signs, if there were. I'm sure there's instances where there were no warning signs and you just were like, oh my God, like this is supposed to be like my...
But my husband lived like 20 years. I can't see this coming. I didn't see it.
I'm sure there's some of those situations that are legitimate, but 90% of the time, most of us just did not have the self-worth or self-love to really confront the fact that we were ignoring, like warning signs. A lot of us in these situations, and it's not our faults, right? You're not at fault because someone cheated on you, but I can say with my chest that there were red flags way before my partner cheated on me and I caught them cheating on me, and I just decided to ignore them because I wanted to be with that person. And if I ignore those red flags, I don't have to confront the red flags. And if I don't have to confront the red flags, I don't have to confront the potential idea that me and this person don't have to be together anymore. I didn't want to do that. I was like in love. I was like, no. Like if I confront this red flag, then maybe I'll find out that this person really isn't as great as I am putting them out to be. And that right there is the key. You are what made them great. Your mind, it's what made them great. They probably were not as great as you thought they were to begin with, to be quite frank with you. I mean, I know in my relationship personally, I was more happier the times that we were apart and I was fantasizing about what we could be than we were actually together. Isn't that like a little bit like, huh? Like, doesn't that sound, come on, that sounds ridiculous. And I think that's such a big thing with a lot of people is that we don't live in the relationship that we're actually in. We live in the fantasy of the relationship that we want to be in. And because we want to be in that relationship, we will just take whoever's willing to be in a relationship with us and then just hope and pray that they will bend into the relationship that we want. Stop that. That's not how, it doesn't work that way. Going back to getting cheated on and healing and all that type of stuff, it's going to take time. Be patient with yourself. Don't be so harsh on yourself. But you got to do the work. My mom used to tell me as a kid, Vijay, cry about it today, but fix it or move on tomorrow. That's a little bit too literal. You don't have to necessarily fix it or move on literally tomorrow. But I think the idea behind the quote is true. Cry about it today or for a few days, few weeks, even a few months if you need to. But eventually you need to either fix it, which I
don't recommend, don't fix it. They cheat on you, girl, don't fix it.
Or you need to move on. And if you didn't get the whole point of this video, you probably should move on. That's So, yeah, getting cheated on really sucks. It's not fun and it's not fair. And so is life, But I will tell you something about having bad days, because you're going to have bad days when you're healing. It doesn't have to be the whole day that's bad. You can just have a little bit of a moment, right? And cry. But I always tell my friends, well, not my friends, I don't want to invalidate their feelings. I tell myself, if I'm having a bad day, I say, Victor, what time is it right now? I'm like, oh, it's 2 p.m. I'm being hypothetical, right? Okay, the day's not freaking over. There's opportunity to make the day better. You have to intention set. You have to tell yourself, I will be okay. In a year, this won't mean anything to me. In a year, I'm not going to be thinking about this. In 2 years, this is going to be something I'm going to laugh at. Like, I can't believe I was into that person. What the heck was I thinking? You have to intention set. Okay, boo? I know it's hard. I know. Trust me. I'm talking all this ish, but I did the work. Once you do the work, you'll be able to talk the shit too. My uncle's coming. I gotta go. Love you guys. Bye. Subscribe, like, comment. Follow me on my social media. I'll link it down below.